everyone. I welcome you all for this video lecture. This is Raj Kumar T, Assistant Professor from Department of Information Technology, Dr. SNS Rajalakshmi College of Arts and Science. In this lecture, we are going to discuss about how to configure a gateway. So this comes under the subject Network Administration using Linux. So what is a gateway? So a gateway is going to be typically a router that helps us to connect different networks, and it also forwards the packets between those networks. So there is something called default gateway. So this is going to be a router interface where the host uses to send traffic to a remote network. So what is the purpose of network? It helps us to connect all networks, that is the gateway, and it enables the communication between the local network and to the remote network or else the internet network. So the gateway role in a network topology is the local network is directly connected to all the hosts. The gateway is placed between these local and remote networks or the internet gateway. Next, then the traffic flow, it helps all the external traffics to route through gateway. If we want to install a firewall, we can place it in this area so that our entire network will be provided whenever we are having an incoming traffic. And next works is the gateway helps us to have the multiple network connections. So what are the required information for a gateway? So it is used to host the IP addresses. It helps us to perform with the subnet mask. Next we need the gateway IP, default gateway IP. Next one is the DNS servers, which is going to be optional. So here we are having various types of networks and various types of devices also connected to the network, where all are interconnected to each other to a common particular network. So whenever we want to have an incoming or an outgoing traffic, everything will be routed through this gateway only. So next one is the router interface configuration. So how everything is going to be used and in response. If you want, then the diagram available, it is clearly explained, and now we are going to discuss about the command. So whenever we want to enable our router interface, we have to give the command a router with the configuration address. Next is the internet. Next we will be using this gigabit Ethernet. Next, we have to configure the IP addresses. So that has to be used in a hash IP address. And next, we have to give the IP address of the system and the default gateway. Next, whether we want to activate or shut down the gateway, so we have to use the no shutdown command. What is the difference between static and dynamic gateway? So in the static gateway, again it is manually configured. This gateway will be a permanent gateway for all the networks. If we are assigning a gateway to the network, it will be assigned permanently, and the routing protocols and the routing procedures also is fixed. Same type of protocols and procedures will be used. So this can be used for a simple network. For example, a LAN which connects a small number of systems or an office building. We will be using this static gateway. Next one is the dynamic gateway, so which is automatically performed with certain commands by the server, and also it uses this DHCP, this dynamic host configuration protocol. It helps us to assign IP addresses to all the systems, and actually it helps us to work with the gateway dynamically. And whenever the IP addresses or changes, we need not manually configure the change in IP address, where this change in IP address is adapted automatically. So in the large networks, whenever we are having a frequent visitors or temporary visitors, we can use this type of gateway which supports a very large network. Next one is the gateway redundancy. So here we will be using VRRP or HSRP. So VRRP stands for Virtual Router Redundancy Protocol. HSRP stands for Hot Standby Routing Protocol. The purpose of VRRP and HSRP is to provide failover if the gateway primary or permanent gateway fails. So this protocol helps us to either make a redundant process, or else it will be it will be acting as a standby, so that if something fails, this takes the control. So here the virtual IP is shared gateway addresses for multiple routers. Next one is the gateway address assignment. So here we will be using this router as gateway. So the typical pattern is the first or last IP addresses. So whenever we are using a set of IP addresses, normally this gateway or the router will be assigned the first IP address or the last IP address. So for example, if we have 254 systems, either it will be 192.168.1.1 or else it will be the 192.168.254. So either it's going to be a first host or the last host. Next, if something happens in gateway, then we have to troubleshoot it. So again, the same like IP addresses like invalid gateway IP, we have to verify the gateway IP address, and whenever the gateways are not reachable, we have to type ping command to check whether the gateway connection is available or not. Suppose if network is not available, we have to take a look at the routing table and make sure that everything is properly listed. Then routing table issues, we have to verify the internet status. I hope this session is very useful for you. So here we are discussed about how to configure a gateway. Here how the router access and gateway also. I hope this session is very useful. We'll meet in the next session. Thank you.